I'm going to ask you one time. I'm going to ask you one single time. Are you subscribed? You're not subscribed. You're not subscribed. How? Please, could you, hey, just take a moment. Just take a moment. Go down below. Go down below. This takes a half a second. I'm serious. It takes a half a second. You could go down below. You go down below and you just tap that subscribe button. You just tap that subscribe button like you tap that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just do that for me. Just this one time. Just this one time. Because if you do it once, you don't have to do it again. I'm just saying. Heck, if you want to be kind of crazy, you can also hit the notification bell. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay. Oh, what's up, guys? Oh, I just unplugged my headset. Hello? Can you? Hey guys, it's your boy Expel here, and today we're gonna be talking about the biggest trick to allow you guys to get easier lobbies within Call of Duty Warzone. On top of that, we're gonna be breaking down a gameplay that I had within one of these easy lobbies. And no, before you ask, it is not a reverse boosted lobby or anything of the sort. You guys are not gonna actually believe how easy it is to get lobbies that are a little bit easier, and it's something that I've known about for a while, but I thought that it was kind of common knowledge until recently. I started mentioning it in my streams, and they were like, what are you talking about? This works? You're telling me I can do this? So yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. But guys, do me a favor. If you do go on to enjoy, if this video is helpful to you in any way, or it helps you enjoy the game a little bit more, do me a favor, drop the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and turn on those notifications. That way you get notified every single time your boy posts a video. You can also follow me over on twitch.tv/iamexpel. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, going until 2, which is when the videos go live on the tube. And then if you want to ever find any friends, we have over 8,600 people in the Discord. You ever looking for any friends? You want to hop in? You want to play with some dope people? Make sure to join the X Army Discord. Links is always in the description down below, as well as the link to my Twitter, twitter.com/iamexpel. Please go check it out. Follow me over on Twitter and stay up to date with your boy. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope this is useful to you guys, and let's get jiggy with it. What? I'm sure at this point you're wondering already, Expel, what on earth could I possibly be doing to get easier lobbies? We've got skill-based matchmaking. We've got the hardest freaking hackers in the world. What are we supposed to do to combat things like this? And I've asked myself this question since the very, very beginning of Warzone, because ever since we found out that skill-based matchmaking was in Warzone, you know, we were all kind of upset. We were all really not sure what to do to, you know, get those easy lobbies. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. Call of Duty Warzone actually has a different skill-based matchmaking system than what a lot of people will lead you to believe. So the big thing is everybody thinks that it is based on either your party leader or an average of everybody's KD, everybody's kill death ratio. But at the end of the day, that's not exactly the case. If you look at people such as, you know, these Nick Mercs of the world, Average Joe, Huskers, Symphony, people like this, you see them hop into these games and it seems like the people that they're playing against are just not that great. It seems like these people don't have thumbs. They don't have hands. They're just sitting there beating their head against the mouse and keyboard trying to figure out how to make it move. Well, here's the deal. It may actually be like that. And it's not that they have reverse boosted in some crazy way. It's not that they've done anything that allows them to get these easy lobbies other than this one simple trick. And it is so unbelievably stupid easy that that you're probably going to look at me and be like, no, that can't work. Ladies and gentlemen, the way that skill-based matchmaking works whenever it comes to party games is that they add everyone's kill-death ratio. So what that means is if you have a 4 KD, your teammate has a 2 KD, and another teammate has a 1 KD, and you hop into a game of trios, you are going to be going against a team that has basically the same setup, 4, 2, and 1. So that's going to be 6 plus 1, 7. You'll be going against a total of 7 kill death ratio for the teams that you're going against. Now, this is obviously going to be over the last 5 games, which is something that we found out earlier within the Warzone cycle, which is why you can see some people reverse boost, kill themselves 5 times in a row, and then hop into the next game, and it seems like they're just playing against bots. But this isn't a good tactic, obviously, if you're a live streamer like myself, somebody that live streams the game, somebody like Nick Merck, Symphony, TP, all these people that everybody thinks is getting in these easy lobbies. Here's the deal. That's not what's happening. They're not reverse boosting. They're not doing that because they physically can't do it because they're in stream. So what do? They'll hop into games like duo, quads, or trio quads or solo quads or something like that, and you see them run into people with no thumbs. And the reason why is because myself, I have a 3 KD, and if I hop into a game without a squad, that means that the average of the whole team, or not the average, the addition of the whole teams that I'm going against will all be 3. So there's an opportunity that we'll run into people with 1 KDs, but the likelihood of that is very, very small. So when I hop into solo quads, it's more than likely going to be people with like a 0.75 KD instead, that way that it's adding up to that 3.0 number. So what does that mean? Yes, the only way to get easier games is to either do what JGod said, which I highly recommend. I'm going to drop his video link in the description down below as well, because he has an insane video going over skill-based matchmaking, the way to fight it, the way to, you know, reverse boost and stuff like that, because it is something that we need to talk about, and it's not something, listen, if I was to reverse boost, I would let you know in the video. I would 100% let you know in the video, and if anybody reverse boosts, any content creator reverse boosts, and they don't let you know in the video, I highly recommend you unsubscribe to their channel, because they're not a good human being, and they're trying to skim by lying to you, and that's kind of messed up. So if you aren't telling your subscribers about stuff like that, that's kind of a messed up thing to do. But if I was to do that, I would definitely make sure to let you guys know I'm an honest guy. It's just how I am. So that's how we're gonna go about, you know, hopping into these easy games. And you'll see in just a second, I'm gonna be hopping into a duo quad with Rara. I'm gonna break down the gameplay. I'm gonna show you guys what's going on in that game. We're gonna talk about it. Please do me a favor, stick around for that. And once again, like I said, check out that JGod video. Check out my video on skill-based matchmaking. I just want to cover a lot of things that I think should be common knowledge by this point within Warzone. But every time I mention it in my streams or something like that, it always blows a ton of people's minds that like things like this are real in the game. So yeah, it's not based on your party leader. It's not based on an average of KDs. It's actually an addition, which is why you see a lot of these tournaments where people are adding KDs rather than being like, oh, well, what's your KD? Oh, everybody needs to be like a 3 KD or something like that. No, it's everybody needs to be under an 8 KD total or a 12 KD total or a 16 KD total or something like that. If you're not a great player and you don't feel comfortable hopping into games like that, then yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult for you. But for me, at a 3 KD, I know that I'm a smart player. I know that I can fight a lot of these, you know, duo quads, solo trios, stuff like that. I trust myself to fight these teams. If you find yourself to be a good player, if you're looking up things like this, then obviously I would assume you're a good player. If you have a 0.2 KD and you're looking this up, then we just work on getting better. Regardless, let's go ahead and hop into the gameplay and let's kind of discuss what the heck is going on over there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this gameplay actually ended up being a little bit weird at the start. We went somewhere we don't often go. As you guys know, we do have a very specific spot that we land, and that's going to be the buildings near the SOS building. Some people call it the I'm not even gonna give it a name, but regardless, we usually land a little bit further away than this, and Rara and I decided that we were gonna try something different. It was our first game playing dual quads. We wanted to give it a shot, and I will say in this gameplay, I go pretty crazy. I won't, you know, tell you anything that's going to happen in the future, let you know anything like that, but it is a pretty intense game. But you'll see the way that these people play isn't really up to par with myself as a player as well. I'm a 3 KD. I think like a 3.15. Rara's got about a 1.9 something. And so you'll see that these guys, they just play in a very, very weird way. All I have to do is tiny dodges. They don't hit a ton of shots off the rip, stuff like that. And the whole thing, by the way, he just shot me through that. I was like, Rara, I don't even know what to say, brother. I got shot through something. I watched the bullet go through, brother. I don't know what you want me to say. And then he just starts running away, which is a little odd to me. I'm like, why would he just run away? He's got a good opportunity. He could go ahead and thirst the kill. He doesn't thirst the kill. Doesn't make any sense to me. So I can't really figure out, why did he not kill me? And at this point, I'm like, all right, well, we are in lobbies where, you know, 4 players, 5 KD total. That's going to be a 1.25 KD on average. It's going to be slightly above average whenever it comes to playing against, you know, these dual quads, right? It's going to be slightly above average whenever you hop in and see these full teams. But the big thing is, you have to remember that if there's any other duo quads, it's also going to be at our skill level. That's the big thing about using this one trick, is that if there's anybody else doing the same thing, they're going to be at your skill level. If you're running into a like, there could be a solo guy. Hold on, this is disgusting, by the way. Just no idea what's going on. This kid's over here. I don't even know what to say. This EBR, look, I never hit my shots, but today, the day that I was recording this, dude, it was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. This was actually taken from the stream yesterday. I was going for content. I've been struggling a little bit whenever it comes to content because yes, the game has been out for 6 months. We've had barely anything done to the game. You know, hopefully very soon we will have a new train system under the map that's going to add in a little bit of a different transportation. But, you know, I don't want to keep making the same videos over and over. So I do kind of want to, you know, talk about different things, which is why the video today is specifically around the fact that skill-based matchmaking is still kind of weird in this game. It's not what people think that it is. So off the rip, we've got 3 kills. We're doing very, very well. And it just comes down to being smart for the rest of the game. So whenever you're hopping into these duo quads, how to go against the duo quads, the solo quads, stuff like that. It's all about outsmarting your enemy, not having better, you know, aim or anything like that. Yes, that's going to help. But if you're hopping in and you're playing against players that, you know, you're going to be outnumbered, you want to be able to outsmart your enemy. And in this gameplay, you're going to see that there's going to be a lot of outsmarting. Now, I'm going to do some dumb things here and there, but for the most part, we do some smart things. Now, I'm using a SCAR. I've got a guy right here. We're going to immediately mount on the wall. Obviously, that's a big thing that you want to do is make sure that you're mounting whenever you have the opportunity. But Rara is up top, or he's pushing up top at the time, or pushing around the backside, I mean. And he's going to be, you know, helping me out with some shots in just a second. I'm telling him, hey, you know, we're getting knocks. And I know you guys probably would have really loved to actually hear us talking back and forth. But obviously, you know, if I'm going to be able to talk over the whole game, I can't, you know, have us talking back and forth in the video as well. Regardless, Rara's got my back. These guys obviously just not really like wanting to fight. They were obviously a little bit more scared than what we were. We were a little bit more aggressive, and that's really what you should be seeing out of these duo quads. If you're pushing into a game like this, you want to be able to be more aggressive. We've got another car going by. I'm like, hey Rara, give me a minute. We gotta get healed up. We've got enough money for a loadout. We should go ahead and get our loadout, and then after that, we can go ahead and fight the people that are, you know, pushing by or whatever. Now, in this gameplay, I'm actually going to be running a Growl as well as an Origin. The reason that I choose this is because the Origin, whenever you run into a building, it wipes people. It really does. It can absolutely wreck just a whole team because it's a 2-shot kill whenever you're like within a 2-foot range. So that's the reason that I choose whenever I'm playing these duo quads, these solo quads, things like that. I'm going to be running something like an Origin as well as a Growl. The Growl is going to have a ton of accuracy, which is going to allow me to hit my shots whenever I'm trying to, you know, go between the enemies. We got 4 people on a team. You need to be able to flick fast and hit your shots, because if you're not hitting your shots in something like this, it could be bad. Rara, by the way, called in a precision. I was in a bad situation. I didn't realize that he heard me, and I almost died there. Wasn't outsmarting my enemy, but Rara, on the other hand, did outsmart the enemy. So that's where that comes in. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, the class setups are huge whenever it comes to dual quads, as well as, you know, just outsmarting your enemy. I'm going to say it over and over, guys. You have to outsmart your enemy, and you have to do it every single time. Otherwise, you will lose whenever you're going 2 versus 4. This is a good opportunity for you guys to learn how to play at the end game. You know, that would be a really good thing for you to do, is because I know a lot of you guys, you end up losing your teammates in the late game, and the only thing that you know to do is to just kind of camp it out. Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to. You don't have to camp it out. You can actually take the opportunity, be a little bit more aggressive, and just try and outsmart your enemies. Give yourself the perfect position. Right here, you see that Rara marks this guy, but I'm like, hey, let's not take any shots just yet. Let's get together. Let's get ready, and then let's fight whoever, you know, is the closest. So up here, I'm gonna get a little bit closer. I'm still not shooting at the guy right there, but someone down below starts shooting. I'm like, hey Rara, I've got to pop these shots right here. I got to get this kill. After we get it, we're gonna rotate around. We're gonna stay alive, and we're just gonna play it well. So Rara is gonna clean up my kill on the right. And then I'm like, hey, Rara, I'm going to go ahead and push in. I'm going to go bottom left. If you get a knock, let me know. And then I can make an easy push. So Rara right here is actually going to get a knock. I'm going to start pushing in. And this is where that Origin is going to come into play. And I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, I hate it when people use the Origin. But ladies and gentlemen, it's in the game. Just use it. Just use it. All right. I'm not going to sit here and argue this anymore. There's no reason for you to not be using the weapons that are in the game. I know it's annoying. I know it's something you don't really want to do. And I know at some point you feel like it's going to kind of mess up the way that you feel about yourself, but if it's in the game, use it until it's gone. They might fix it in the next update. They might not. I really doubt that they're going to change the Origin in the next update, because it does make sense. It is a shotgun. If anything, they can nerf the rate of fire on the Origin, and that would kind of fix it, because it feels like a Modern Warfare 2 shotgun. where it just kills so fast. And that's what you saw whenever we were back on that roof, is just I hop up there, I shoot a guy that's coming down, and I've still got 6 more bullets to kill the other guys. They're sitting there healing. So it's a very, very good weapon to wipe. And by the way, right there, one of the nastiest shots of my entire career. It's all about just, like I said, outsmarting your enemies here, ladies and gents. So you want to, check that heartbeat as you're going up the staircase. I turned, I saw that he was, in a position where I should be able to find him. And I took the shot, hit his head, and it was GG's for that guy. Now, I did end up turning around. After Rara got killed from behind, I was like, well, there should be a guy back over here where Rara died. I see this guy on the heartbeat. We're going to pop our shots. We're going to get the team wipe. And then Rara is actually going to be coming back in from the gulag. At this point, you guys have already seen me get 10 kills. 10 kills, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely disgusting gameplay. And that's one of the big things about the reason that I like to play these duo quads, is because you still have your duo quad versus solo quad, or, quads or anything like that, just in general. The reason I like to play these game modes is because you're going to be able to have that opportunity to get more kills, because it's just you and your teammate, and if you have that good chemistry, you can push these gunfights, you can get more kills, and you can just have more fun. That's the big issue that you're going to hear me say that I have with camping and things like that, is I just don't understand how it's fun when people just sit in a building. And I'm not talking about whenever you're just covering one spot, to make sure that no one's passing by or something like that. Like you're waiting for people to come through because you know that it's going to be a hot spot or something like that. That's fine. That's fine. But if you are just sitting somewhere to wait out the whole lobby, there's simply no reason to. Now, right here, you're going to see a 200 IQ play. Check this out. We see the guy right there. I'm like, hey, Rara, you're in a good position. Rara jumps off like a moron, but I'm going to hop back up top, hit an easy shot on that guy, and then look back at the car. I see that it's a team wipe, so we're going to go ahead and push in, grab this guy's stuff. He's got an armor box on the ground. I cop it. Rara grabs either, I think it was a UAV. Could have been a precision. I'm not 100% sure right there. But, guys, I'm going to say it one more time. What do? We outsmart our enemies, ladies and gentlemen. We outsmart our enemies, and we do it every single time. That's all we're here for, is to just outsmart our enemies. That's the only way that you can play games like this. I've seen people like Average Joe, Huskers, Symphony. Well, Symphony's a little bit different because he's Symphony. But I've seen people like Average Joe, he hits the craziest plays, and the reason why is just how smart he is. If you guys have not seen some of his YouTube videos where he kind of explains the movement that he has, by the way, I thought there was a bounty up here, but it was actually inside, which I call it to Rara. He's going to push in for it. But if you haven't seen Joe's plays, they're disgusting. And the reason why is just because how smart he is as a player. It's not about just the gun skill. Yes, he's got the gun skill, but being able to outsmart your enemies, especially in a situation like duo quads, solo quads, things like that, it is such a big deal. Whether it be, putting on armor plates at the right time, knowing when to put on armor plates, knowing when to shoot people out of the sky, knowing when to, come around corners, hop out, lay down, crouch, slide, stuff like that. It's all a learned thing. And you have to take the time to learn. People think that I play this every single day. I do not play Call of Duty every day. I play Call of Duty 3, maybe 4 days a week. Yeah, I play Call of Duty 3, maybe 4 days a week. On top of that, I only get maybe 1-2 wins a day, tops. Hold on. And it really is one of those things that you just learn over time. I've been playing this game since Call of Duty 4. By the way, this is about to be a nasty wipe. This is what I was talking about with the Origin, where you can just wreck just so many people. We're gonna have one more guy. Get ready. And then Rara's gonna come down right here as I reload. He's gonna push. He's gonna get this guy. Rara's yelling out, "Watch out!" because he got stuck with a crossbow. Hey, I don't want to talk about it. But this is what I'm saying with the Origin. There's so many things that you guys don't realize that you have the opportunity to use, and some people are just so upset with, how the gun affects them. And this is exactly how I was at the beginning of the life cycle of Warzone, is that, I didn't want to use the Bruin. Rara told me 4 months before the Bruin became a big deal that, hey, the Bruin's probably going to be game breaking. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I was like, all right, well, I don't want to use it then. I don't want to get these easy kills, stuff like that. I want to give myself the opportunity to stick with weapons that aren't as high powered, but have a little bit more accuracy. And that's what I did. And then every streamer picked it up. Nick Merckx made a video on it, and that was GG's. That was it. So guys, there's no reason to feel like you don't need to use it, but on top of that, don't feel like you do need to use the meta weapons, and I get that because of skill-based matchmaking, a lot of you guys have an issue with using or with not using the meta weapons because it's so difficult to fight people whenever you're running something that isn't that great, that something like like say a P90. A lot of people won't use the P90 because it isn't meta, but if you're hitting your shots with P90, it's actually pretty good. Like, most of these weapons are viable. It's just how you use the weapon that matters. But regardless, we're sitting on 14 kills right now, and you can see that we're just rushing for every single person that we see. We're trying to get every single kill that we can, and this is just how you get better at the game, guys. The more gunfights that you get in, the better you're going to get. Start rushing around, stop being scared to push for these gunfights, and you're going to become a better player. And I'm saying this as somebody that really cares that you become a better player, because that's what, you know, a lot of my subscriber base has been built off of, is trying to make you guys better players and things like that. And I know that a lot of the people watching this video, I do want to apologize. I've talked a lot, and I've kind of talked at you instead of like 100% like helping you, but I'm just letting you know there's certain things that if you do over and over and over, and you just repeat it over and over and over, you will learn to be a better player. And it's just so much easier than you realize to actually become good. Yes, you know, a lot of people say, hey, Expel, how do you hit your shots so well? How are you so accurate? Like right here, how am I so accurate? How do I hit my shots? It's learned. It's learned. I started playing on mouse and keyboard this year on Call of Duty Warzone. I was not a PC player. Yeah, I have a $4,000 PC, and wow, it just makes me such a better player. That's not true. That's not true. I play in 1440p, which means if you're playing in 1080p, you're probably getting the same amount of frames as me. I play in 1440p for these videos. So trying to, you know, make excuses and use things that I have as a crutch, or that a content creator has as a crutch, that just makes you a trash player. You know, you've gotta use what you have to your advantage. You've got to take what you have and just get good with that. You know what I'm saying? That's the only opportunity. That's the only option that you have. And by the way, dude, Rara's got my back here, and that's just beautiful. I didn't even turn around, by the way. Rara's popping the guy behind me. We're working together. We're pushing together. We've got that synergy, and that's the big thing. You know, working with your teammates, that's a big deal. This guy, by the way, is gonna die in a second. I'm gonna get really upset because he gets sniped from the other side of the map. You know, I'm not trying to like tell you anything crazy, but it is a little bit frustrating when things like that happen. I'm just gonna let you know, a little bit upset that this happens in the first place. But I sit here and I try and fight this guy. I'm calling out to Rara. I'm like, hey, there's guys down here. He's like, hey, I've actually got guys on the left-hand side as well, or from me, the left-hand side. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna sit here. Let me know if you see anybody. He pops a shot. He kills somebody else. I'm like, all right, dude, I'm flying down. He says, hey, I'm gonna stick up here for a second because, you know, I gotta watch your back. And there's also still guys over here, so I'm watching for these snipers. Be careful when you drop down. I'm dropping down. We're playing smart and we're playing well. You know, I would like to say I give Rara a lot of crap, and the reason why is because we really are, like, you know, kind of best friends, and that's how we are. You know, you guys will give Rara crap in the comments, but in all reality, Rara is actually a really good player, a really good teammate. As long as we're sticking together, as long as we're talking to each other, it's fine. You know, sometimes Rara goes for clips, and that's okay. That's what you do as a content creator. But, you know, Rara's actually a really good player whenever he puts his mind to it. He sticks with me, and, you know, we work together. Like, that's the big thing, is that, you know, as long as you're working as a team, it's going to be all good. I'm like, hey, Rara, shot a few times on that guy. He gets the easy kill. I'm telling you guys, it's all about teamwork when you hop in these duo quads. It's all about outsmarting your enemies. It's all about, you know, the way that you play, the way that you move around things, the way that you get cover. And you know, I see this guy in the sky. I'm immediately marking it. Guys, I'm telling you, it's everything you have to think in a matter of 3 seconds. Not even 3 seconds, a split second, really. You have such a small amount of time, and it's learned. It's not, you know, that I'm the smartest person in the world. It's learned. So take your time, you know, stop sitting in corners and push for kills. Learn how to fight these enemies. Learn how to get better, and you'll get into lobbies like this. You'll start, you know, fighting people, and you'll see that it's not that I'm getting, you know, the easiest lobbies in the world. Obviously, I did explain that this lobby is going to be a little bit easier, but it comes down to you getting better as a player and having the opportunity to just outsmart people, outplay people, and just have a ton of fun. You know, the game is all about having fun, and I'm going to do everything that I can to have fun. So for me, you know, it's not getting these 20 kills games. It's just getting into gunfights constantly, getting into these fights and just, you know, playing as smart as I can, outsmarting the enemy, sliding around, you know, getting my cover at the perfect spots, you know, hitting my shots 100%. Watch this right here. This is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I'm telling you guys, like, this is learned behavior. And I think that you guys have a huge opportunity to have the same learned behavior. So do yourself a favor, take your time, learn the game, and get better. Stop worrying about whether or not you got 1 game a day. Use that 1 game a day, 2 games a day, whatever it is. You know, you're 1 game a day. You could take that 25 minutes and instead push everybody. Die in 10 minutes, get another game, and keep pushing for kills. You could take that opportunity as someone that doesn't have the time to play, as everybody thinks that I have all the time in the world to play. Yes, I do it as a job. I understand that. But my number one job is content creator, not video game player, if that makes any sense. I make videos for you guys. I try and make videos to where you guys will enjoy or get better or something like that. And I feel like hopefully in videos like this, you know, when I repeat the same thing over and over, I'm like, guys, you got to push in, you got to get kills, you got to play smart, things like that. I'm hoping that some of you guys actually listen, because a lot of people are going to be like, you know what, Expel, you just talked this whole video, and that's fine. I get it. But for me, I just want to help you guys get better. I want to help you guys, you know, have more fun in this game. And for me, having fun really has just been, you know, pushing for those gunfights, trying to get more kills. And I don't know if you guys are the same way. I have no idea. I don't know if you find joy in sitting in a corner and crying yourself to sleep every night. But if you do, good for you, man. Good for you. Or woman. I don't know. But by the way, this is a bad situation right here. This is the only time in the whole video that we didn't have good calls. I said, hey, how many people? And by the time that Rara had responded, they were already on me. So I was like, hey, get some shots. And then it was 2 teams. Rara ended up getting shot from the second team. I got shot from this team right here, and I ended up dying. So it is what it is. But that was kind of the downfall of pretty much the whole game right there. You'll see in just a second. The foul, by the way, is so much fun in the gulag, and it's the smartest play right there. The way that I play the gulag, I always check my closest side, which is always going to be the left. I always slide and lay down on the left-hand side. You'll see this from me a lot. If you ever watch my streams, you'll see it a ton. I do the same thing every single time. It's just the best thing to do. Most people run around to the side and they just stand up. If you slide over to the side and you lay down, it's going to be a big move on you, and you can really pull off some crazy plays or get out of the gulag 90% of the time. I mean, seriously, win your gulag 90% of the time just by doing that one thing. I'm not joking about it. Unless you've got a full-on sniper, if you're running an AR or a pistol or something like that, that's a big play for you. I'm telling you. Now, Rara ends up dying here, and I'm stuck on top of a roof. We have these 4 guys. Rara said, hey, man, it's a full team. You're pretty much screwed in this situation. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm sitting up here until I have to move. So that's what I do. I'm going to sit up here on top of the roof until I have to move. I'm going to have to move pretty soon, and that's what we find out. Now, in about 30 seconds, our supply crate, our loadout drop is going to come in. I'm going to jump down to grab that, and you'll see what happens there. But it's an insane game. You guys have to do me a huge favor and just start pushing for these kills and having more fun. I know you guys, you know, are kind of scared about pushing in sometimes, but if you do it, you know, you might become a better player. You might enjoy the game a little bit more, and you might not jump out and quit because of that. But yes, you may, you know, if you play regular quads, you play regular trios, regular duos, these people are going to be a lot more sweaty. My big thing is I like playing these duo quads, these duo trios, stuff like that change the KD just enough to where I have a slight advantage, and I can play a little bit, you know, smarter. I try and outsmart my enemies rather than, you know, outgun them, because that's the big thing. It comes down to outgunning rather than outsmarting, and I like to be a smart player. Regardless, the loadout drop's going to come in right here. We're going to dive down for that loadout, and then there's the guys down there. We get wrecked. I don't know what you want me to say. I did my best, okay? All right. That's it. I know. It seemed like, man, Expel had this big old secret that he wasn't gonna tell us until 6 months into the freaking cycle of Call of Duty Warzone. You know what? Yeah, no, I didn't know until like maybe 3 months ago. Not even, maybe like a month and a half ago I found that out, and then I was like, huh. So yeah, I'm on the same page as you guys, and I just wanted to share that with you because I didn't know it until then, and it made sense in my head, and I was like, well, I guess I better share this with everybody. So that's what today was. I hope you got some, you know, some help out of these videos. I hope that you can enjoy the game a little bit more, and if you do, please do me a favor, drop the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and turn on the notifications. That way you get notified every single time your boy posts a video. You can also follow me over on twitch.tv/iamexpel. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, going until 2, which is when the videos go live on YouTube. I feel like I've done this a couple of times. Also, you can join my Discord. It's a great way to stay up to date with your community of X-Army, the X-Army community, that is. Please do that, because you can also find friends there. You can play with people there, and it's super dope. And follow me on Twitter. That way you stay up to date with your boy. Regardless, I love you guys. You guys are the best freaking community in the world. I appreciate you guys more than anything, and I would not be where I am without you. So I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.